Welcome back to North of the Broad. We have the two owners of Beaufort Dog with us, a business that's been around for 20 years. We have the head dog trainer, and that is Kelley Blackston. Right. And then we have her dear husband, who is Jason, who is also, of course, the owner of Beaufort Dog. And welcome.
Thank you.
I want to get to know you all a little bit, your background and how you got into the business. So I think it's kind of a cool little story. I'm going to ask you, Jason, to start.
Well, Kelley and we met in 1998, and we just, we moved to Beaufort in 99, and she was living with some roommates, and she had always wanted a golden retriever. And I got one for her. And so when I gave her the dog, we had these great intentions, but the dog tore up everything, as most people's puppies do. Mm-hmm. We had no idea how to deal with dogs and all. I knew that wasn't going to be good with her roommates, so we decided, we knew we were going to get married one day, so we took the dog to get some training, and Kelley picked right up on it, and so the lady asked Kelley to help her train the dogs, and from there, it's led to this business.
It's led to this, and I think you were a former teacher,
Correct.
You as well.
Right.
So you've been in business 20 years.
Correct.
And you do the dog training. So let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
So what type of training are you focused on?
So when we started, when I started training, I had of course the behaviorism background from teaching, and so it all clicked for me. So I went into the only part that I was missing was the aggression training. What the pack mentality, aggression training, and so I added that certification, and now we're able to offer service dog training. My specialty is aggression now, but we also do puppy classes, basic obedience. Intermediate is where you do your leash walking, dealing with distractions. I call that middle school. So I describe people, the levels of obedience as elementary school is when you're teaching the basics.
Okay, I like that.
Middle school is when you teach them, they know the basics, but when they're out in public, there's distractions. So we deal with the real world in middle school.
Okay.
And then your high school is more of your service training,
very good.
Therapy dog, and aggression, more issues that come up.
Okay, I like that approach.
Yeah.
Very good. What about barking? We have a Cavalier, and she goes to the window, and somebody walks by with another dog on the street, and then she goes crazy, particularly with one dog, Roscoe. She goes like,
I believe that dogs should be able to bark and alert you. That's their job.
Yep.
But then I believe it's the owner's job to come in and say, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the dog releases
that
authority to the owner, and then behaves appropriately after that. So we let them do their job. We let them do their job, and then we expect them to realize when it's our turn to
be in charge.
Exactly.
Okay, so Jason, you the business, Beaufort Dog, what all, so besides the dog training, which sounds wonderful, Kelley, what else do you offer?
So the training is where it started, and she got to doing that. And so I was working as a teacher, but I was also doing some part-time marketing from home. This was the early 2000s. And people would ask her, where can we keep our dog? And she said, well, you can just leave the dog with my husband. So we started doing like a daycare out of our home.
Okay.
And then it just built to a point where we're like, I think we need to find a spot to do this. So we started doing daycare, which was good because it burned out a lot of energy. So when the people picked up their dog, the dog was, had a great day, and then they could enjoy the dog and their family. And then we got into boarding, and then we got into grooming, and it just kept building.
It just kept growing and growing and growing. So you're located where?
At 1307 Boundary Street in Beaufort, South Carolina. This will be our 20th year, 18 years in that spot, but 20 years overall we've been doing this. It's right near the National Cemetery, Sea Island Marine, Boundary Street Collision, right there off of Boundary Street.
All right, so there are others. We have about 30 seconds left. Unfortunately, I'd love to continue our conversation. But there are other dog places where you can, have your dog for the daycare or overnight. What's special about your business, would you say, for dog owners? What makes you unique?
I think Kelley's got, why don't you tell her what you think about that?
But having a behaviorist, and we have more than one, on site is super important for the health of your dog. For somebody to know the behaviors, the warning signs when a dog is anxious, when they're in a play group that they shouldn't be in, how to integrate them into a new play group is essential, whether you're boarding or daycare or any of that. And we also have a vet tech that works for us.
Very good.
And so you've got your health issues. So if you're boarding your dog, you go away, you want someone who knows behavior and you want someone who knows medical.
Okay.
And we've
very
got both
good.
of those on staff.
All
and we
right.
love the dogs.
Yep,
Yeah, you have a
absolutely.
passion for it, for
Absolutely.
sure. All right, Beaufort Dog, right here in Beaufort, South Carolina. Jason and also Kelley, the owners, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having us.
And we'll be right back.